Hey folks, my name is Richie, aka Bog Otter, and welcome back to another Bog Vlog. I've got a really exciting decision that I've come to, a really important decision in my life, and I'm going to be giving something a try, and I'm going to fill you in on all the details. It's exciting for me, and it directly involves you folks, but it's a pretty big decision. But before I get that, I kind of want to, take you on a little bit of journey of what the last year of my life has been like, and kind of share some personal things with you, and kind of just open up and involve you because you guys invest a lot of time and energy in me, and so I kind of want to open up and express some things to you. A year ago, I put out a Bog Vlog that basically, I think the title was, "And Now for Something Completely Different," and I expressed that I was having some personal problems, and I would now be searching for full-time work, and that I'm going to have to cut back on my streaming and my video work, which did happen. Despite all of that, I didn't really say much. I didn't divulge what personal issues were I was having, and I didn't really say much more than that. And since then, I've still kept the YouTube channel and streaming active, but just not as much as I was doing prior to that. But I still feel pretty good how much I was able to put out. I was putting out maybe 3 or 4 videos every single week, and and at the same time still looking for full-time work. I kind of wanted to share what this journey has been and what has been going on with me. So last September, my wife and I of 13 years decided to separate and start the proceedings to get divorced. That is a very difficult process. We're at the very end of this process now. We're no longer living together. The kids know, and the kids split time between our 2 houses now, which has a whole bunch of extra planning that must go into every single week with all the school activities and homework and all that kind of stuff. But it's a sad thing. It's a difficult thing. It is getting to the point where my wife and I think, are finally seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. We've gone through, I hope we've gone through the worst of it. First of it is making the decisions, and then going through the planning, and then the financial stuff, and the actual legal stuff, and and then just getting into the swing of a whole new life, basically. And it's been a really tough year emotionally, mentally, financially, all of that. And the reason why I made the video last year after we'd come to this decision, was the reason why I've been able to do these videos and write articles for websites and stream and do the videos that I've been working on, is because I had the financial support of my wife. I was basically the stay-at-home dad, and while they were at school or while I had some free time here or there, I would make videos or stream, or it started as a hobby, and then it turned into kind of a part-time job, and it's something that I really enjoyed doing, but it never came close to being financially viable. And so when we decided to get divorced last September, I said, all right, well, I guess there goes the dream of ever doing this full time. The end game was always grow this enough so that it is a legitimate career, or get a job in a gaming studio, actually use this to kind of learn about the gaming community and get the attention of some devs, and then hopefully one day work for a game development studio. Well, with everything happening in my personal life, I can no longer relocate for the foreseeable future. At least I can't go out to California or Seattle or Texas or anywhere where there's game companies that are prevalent. So getting a job in one of those studios is very difficult. New Jersey happens to be pretty slim pickings on the game development side. So that end game path doesn't seem to be something I can do, at least until my kids are older, because that decision would basically be deciding to not see my kids much, and that's just not something I'm willing to do right now. So we're at this situation where I've been searching for work for many months now, and for those of you who follow me on social media might have seen some of my posts about this throughout the months. But I have sent out a literal ton of resumes and cover letters and applications to different sites, different places, call center management positions, marketing positions, social media specialists, video editing jobs. A whole bunch of stuff like that. I used to manage call centers. That's why I kind of was looking for those type of work. And, and I've been looking for jobs that are, local to where I live, but also jobs that offer telecommute options so I could work from home. And out of all that time, I've only had maybe like 5 or 6 phone interviews and 2 face-to-face interviews in all that time. And it's been tough. It's been tough getting phone calls. And I think part of the problem is that I've had 6 years working from home and working on, this business, this video game kind of media business. And it's not really relevant to what I was doing before. So an employer might look at my resume and say, oh wow, he hasn't worked for a full-time corporation in 6 years, and that might be hurting me a bit. And then just this past summer, just over like June and July, I got into an application process for a really promising job that was going to be a work from home position where I managed some people in a customer service environment. It was a really progressive thinking company. They don't have like any central office. All their employees in the entire company work remotely, and I was really excited about this. And it was a really cool application process. It was very difficult, but you had to answer like over 30 essay questions, and I had 3 different Skype interviews, and then I had to run a Google Hangout meeting with a virtual team of people that I would actually be managing. And I went through all of these very nerve-wracking steps, and out of 350 people, I was in the top 3, and in the final round, they went with somebody else, and it kind of was soul-crushing. After this really difficult, draining year, I don't know. I got very depressed right afterwards, and it was crappy, And I've had other things on top of this, like there's the divorce and dealing with the changes with my children, and then failing in this job search for so long, and then this summer I've had my air conditioning, my central air went, so I needed a new furnace and a new air compressor, and then just last week I've had my entire sewer line blocked up, and they ripped up my whole lawn to replace my sewer line. And I say all this because I hit a rock bottom, in the beginning of August, in August, and I got very, very depressed. And I just, you kind of feel like giving up. And it was in that low moment where I kind of just, a light bulb went off in my head and said, you know what, you have been trying to do this YouTube and streaming thing for so long, but you have never really given 40 hours every single week. I've either not been able to, or I just haven't mustered the willpower. I just never gave it my everything every single day and treated it like a job. It was always treated like kind of like a hobby / part-time thing. And the light bulb went off, and I grabbed this notebook and I started jotting down a whole bunch of ideas and tracking like each day what I wanted to accomplish and how many hours I was putting in. And I've been doing this for like a week or so now. You might have noticed there's been an increased level of output in both streaming and videos over the past week. It's still not at the level, it's not at the 40 hours plus a week that I want it to be, but I kind of got remotivated. Like the point of telling all these bad things is not to kind of garner any sympathy, but to say like, yeah, okay, so things have been crappy, but you know what, I'm not gonna not let that keep me down. My dream is to make this work. My dream is to make content every single day on the games that I enjoy playing, share my life with you, entertain you, do silly songs and funny voices and stupid bad Foley videos and come up with other ideas like that, and just try to make people laugh and smile every single day and try to make a career out of it. And that's what I'm going to do. I can't commit to this for like years, but I am going to give myself until January 2016 to really make some leaps and bounds on increasing my viewership and increasing the amount of folks that follow me on Twitch, and the folks that are subscribed to me on YouTube, and the folks that are supporting me on Patreon, and kind of just build all of that and see where my financial situation grows to from here until the end of the year. So it's like 3.5 months of full-time effort going into this, and then we're going to reevaluate come January and see if it's something that I can continue doing for a few more months, or if my financial situation just deteriorates to the point where I really just need to kind of give up on this and search for full-time work. So I'm excited. I'm energized. I am more motivated than I have been in years. I see the clouds of depression kind of clearing a little bit. And I'm gonna have good days and bad days, and I'm gonna have setbacks, and I'm not swearing that everything's gonna be peachy and rosy from this point forward. But I wanted to share this with you. I wanted to share this epiphany with you. I wanted to share what my goals were for you, and I wanted to thank everybody for all of the support over the years. There's so many people that have been watching my content for years, helping me share videos. Hitting that like button and watching the video is a huge help. But taking the time to comment comment or send me messages or send donations or follow me on Patreon or, retweet about my streams or any of those things, that I can't even tell you how much support. A lot of times YouTubers will focus on a lot of the negative comments that they get, and I get my share of that as well. But there's so much positive support that I get every single day, and so many people that I've met and have online relationships with that I've never met in real life, or maybe even some that I've met once or twice in real life. But you guys mean the world to me, and you guys are, very close friends. A lot of you, I feel like you are my friends, and so I want to take you on this journey. I want to do more Bog Vlog videos like this where I kind of share things. And if you guys have any questions or any suggestions for me as I take this leap of faith, let me know in the comments below. And if anybody else out there is having horrible problems, maybe, I recognize there's people having, much worse years than I have. Thankfully I have my health and my children have their health and things haven't gotten, bad in that regard. But people who have experienced just one bad thing after another, there is hope. You just got to get up every day. You got to take one step in front of another. Try not to spiral and think about all of the things that are going wrong in your life. Focus on what you can do right now. What can you change right now, and start taking steps towards the light at the end of the tunnel. You can do it. And if you need support, hit me up, tweet at me or hit me up on Facebook if you need a little bit of help, and, we can help each other through these things. So there you have it. There's my plan. In fact, actually, to hold me to this plan a little bit, let me show you some action plans that I want to do. Like in the next week or so, I want to get out a schedule. And I want to start sticking to certain videos coming out on certain days. I already do guild missions on Monday, but I kind of want to put more structure so you guys can know which videos are coming out when and what you can expect. Not that there's not going to be surprises here and there, but I want to have a couple of videos that I make sure I get out on the same day every single week. And along with that, I want to come out with a streaming schedule. I want to stream regularly, and I want you guys to be able to know in advance when I might go live, so that you can kind of plan around things and enjoy the content on a more scheduled basis. A goal that I don't know if I could put a date around it, but I want to get my Twitch partnership as soon as possible. I have applied once in the past when I wasn't streaming as regularly as I probably should have been, and I got denied. But hopefully, after several weeks of streaming on a more regular basis, I can apply again, and hopefully that gets approved. So those are some of my short-term goals. I'm going to be focusing on some Guild Wars 2 videos, obviously. I want to continue doing some Hearthstone, but I also want to do a series of where I just play a game at random, like that I had never played before, and just kind of give you guys a little bit of a I call these videos Gaming in the Raw, a game that I don't really know anything about, and I'm just going to jump in and show you a little bit of the beginning of the game. I really like the beginnings of games, and maybe there's a game or two that once I play a little bit, I can catch on. It'll catch on, and I can continue to play. So those are just some ideas I have mulling around. Thank you guys all so much for the support, and that's kind of what I wanted to say. What do you guys think? Am I, is this inspiring? Is this a good thing? Can I do it? Or is this a, wake up and smell the coffee, you'll never be able to do this kind of thing? Actually, please don't send me messages like that. That's not what I need to hear. But that's going to wrap things up. I hope you guys get a little bit of insight. I hope you enjoyed me sharing a little bit of this personal side. And, wish me lots of luck. And go over to all the things, patreon.com, support me over there, and follow me on the social media and YouTube and Twitch and all those places like that. And I hope everybody has a fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. Take care.